Time in YouTube, and welcome back to another week of the CBA. Today we are taking on Zach and the Soo Houndooms. So if you guys are hyped and ready for this match, make sure to hit that like button because it is greatly appreciated. It lets me know that you guys are continuing to enjoy this content, especially as we are getting into the final weeks. We have 3 weeks left before playoffs, and if we lose in the playoffs, well, that's it. But we are going to head ourselves into this match. We're going to accept this real quick. Our team was rejected. Hold on a second. Apparently, based on the good old relaxed is how bad? How bad is relaxed? You know what's okay. And we have to be shiny. You know what? It's okay. There we go. Inukaze is ready to go. I think Inukaze is ready to go. Let's go. Accept. We're in. Okay. Minus that setback, we are ready to go here. He brings the Wobbuffet, the Ferrothorn, the Heatran, the Blastoise, the Toxicroak, and the Electivire. A lot of threats. Alright, so we have the Lopunny, the Suicune, the Garbodor, the Donphan, the Jolteon, and the Tornadus Therian. This is going to be a pretty big match. I'm going to close the window. Sorry about that, guys. My lead. He's got a lot of tanky hitters. My lead is obvious. Going into Garbodor. Garbodor is going to be our lead. They have not decided. Lady Eon is watching this, but she's actually with Zach at this moment in time, so she doesn't have to be actually in the good old... she's not in the actual comments, but she's actually physically with them. They're siblings, so kind of makes sense. Usually they don't take this long on a lead, but they have a pretty good reason to. Jolteon could be a lead, Tornadus Therian could be a lead, Lopunny could be a lead, Donphan's a lead. The only one that's really not a lead is Suicune, and I'm not going for it. So yeah, and this is the first time I'm bringing Garbodor, so they really don't know what to expect here. Goes out into Ferrothorn, which is actually kind of fine. They could Rapid Spin here, can't they? I'm gonna set up Spikes. Toxic Spikes away. He's most likely gonna set up his Stealth Rocks. Which again, I do have Rapid Spin for this time around, so I am not going to be as effective. I'm not worried about it if he does. I can trade off and get rid of that. Toxic Spikes are set up. He is setting up his own spikes, so this is going to be interesting indeed. I actually should have gone for another layer of Toxic Spikes, but it's okay. We'll set up a layer of spikes of our own here. I do apologize if the camera and everything is starting to shift around a little. I got a second monitor and I'm trying to figure out where to put it. Alright, so I'm going to continue leveling up these spikes as he goes for an Earthquake and does a ton of damage. Which is fine. And my item was a Focus Sash, which is kind of null and void now. I'm just going to go for another layer of spikes as I go down. I'm going to get Aftermath damage off, which is nice. 13%. I did not get Aftermath. Luxodon would probably be the best play, and he has no levitators. I'm immune to his main stab. And an Earthquake will do quite a bit of damage here. I've got 2 layers of spikes up and Toxic Spikes, so that's pretty good as far as I'm concerned. It's a nice little bit of hazard setup. I don't have Stealth Rocks on this team. That's alright. The Poison will set in. He has no healer. And if he decides to go into Wobbuffet, I'll just Rapid Spin continuously until it knocks itself out from Poison. I'm in a pretty decent position. Donphan will do a lot of damage here. Actually, 3 of his 4 mons don't like it. The Toxicroak can't switch in, the Electivire can't switch in, the Heatran can't switch in. Also, I'm a little quieter than normal for the simple fact of they are in the other room, and if they hear me playing, they can actually kind of benefit from that. So that's not cool. He might go into the Blastoise here, predicting the Earthquake, as it is probably the best play I have. If the Blastoise is defensive, it will be able to take it quite nicely. But I'm not sure what's happening here. He could go into Ferrothorn, which I do have to retreat from. I could simply be going for a Rapid Spin, they don't know, to get rid of my Spike on the field. Does go out into Blastoise, though. Takes 480... takes a nice chunk of damage, and we are going to actually just opt to go for another Earthquake. I believe I'm faster. 280... No. You naturally outspeed me. I can't risk it at this time. I might be Assault Vest, but that doesn't mean I'm about to risk my play, so I will switch into Suicune here. Goes into the Mega. Water Pulse. Nice play. My opponent's going to take damage from the Poison. And I have the luxury of setting up a Calm Mind. I have the luxury of setting up a Calm Mind. The Electivire will take damage on entry. It's poisoned already, so it'll take poison as well if it switches in. Ferrothorn, it won't get the Toxic, but it will get the good old Spikes damage. But I will not be able to stay in there. I don't believe. I don't have a high chance of recovery here. So I'm hoping that they predict a switch here. Like I said, I have to be really quiet. They could easily predict to go into Wobbuffet to take out my Suicune. It is a wall breaker. So the Wobbuffet is the Suicune is definitely something that they want to take out. It's technically one of the few counters I have for Heatran. But Donphan is the big one. For sure. Donphan is the big one here. Lopunny doesn't put in too much work. Obviously it will be as it is a Lopunny. But if I can set it up on a Wobbuffet, that'll be great. Hidden Power does do a little bit of damage as I go for a Calm Mind here. The Blastoise actually outspeeds me, which is something to note, and it goes down to the Poison. There is a reason for that. I had to get a speed dropping nature, so that is negative for me. But for the most part, I should be okay. I am putting pressure on my opponent now to decide which Pokemon to go into. Has no check for Jolteon. No ground type. That's good to know. Did not bring the Landitherian, so that is fine by me. Fine by me indeed. But the Blastoise did go down, and that is a huge threat to my Luxodon. Once I can get rid of the Ferrothorn, the Luxodon actually sweeps. So, I'm happy about that one. Tornadus Therian can do still quite a bit, as long as I get rid of the Electivire. It can actually handle the Ferrothorn, it can handle the... I can't do much to Heatran, but it can handle the rest of the team. But Thud Mach... What? 19 do... I don't know. I'm not good with Roman numerals. It's like Mach 32? No, 10 is... What is it, 9/11? Something like that? I'm not sure. He might go for an Earthquake here. Or an Electric move. To be honest with you, though, I should just stay in and attack. 175. You're definitely going to outspeed me. I can't go for Scald because of the Toxicroak. Do I go for the Ice Beam at a 1.5? No, I go for the Scald. It's the best play. As much as it's weird to stay in, they could do a prediction and they could get it wrong. I am physically bulky, and I still have a bulky nature due to the relaxed. The bold would have been better, obviously. That's okay. I needed air slash for Toxicroak. Does not knock me out, does go for the earthquake, and this is going to knock out Electivire. That is huge, because that means we are 1-1 up. Goes out into Wobbuffet. This is fine. I will simply just Calm Mind. I have my leftovers still, so I will actually be able to gain recovery here and be able to get to +6. So we can potentially sweep this whole team, depending on how my opponent sets up, because I don't have to attack the Wobbuffet now that it's poisoned. And Wobbuffet does not get any attacking moves. It just has... It gets what? Protect. It gets counter. It gets Safeguard, counter. It gets Magic Coat. There's a few other things. Not much, though. It does not get much. I don't even know if it gets Toxic. But this is a risky play for my opponent. I have to stay in, obviously. Nothing I can do there. Nothing I can do there. And, yeah. So like I said, guys, I don't know how the camera angles are going to be for the next few videos. I am tweaking it as I go. I know in the last video I wasn't even looking at the images on the screen. I was looking away from the shot, but it's what happens when you start changing up things. The idea of it is to eventually make a quality video where I'm producing something for you guys that you are going to consistently enjoy. And it takes time. It really does. For some people, it takes a little bit of money. I was lucky I got a monitor off of my buddy for 20 bucks, pretty much. And it's a great TV. It's a great little monitor that is giving me the opportunity to set up all sorts of stuff that I don't normally have. Like, I have my XSplit and everything set up. I can actually see myself in there. I go for a Calm Mind, goes for an Encore. That is a good play. That is a good play. So now he can predict that. I can't switch. I have to go for another Calm Mind. Goes out into Heatran. I'm still recovering little by little. I am defensive, and I am very much specially defensive now. If you've got a grass type move, this is the time to use it. Now, mind you, again, what am I, +3 right now? I don't know how much a grass knot's even going to do to me. He goes for a substitute. Great play. But again, I'm not threatened by this thing. I'm just going to continue going for Calm Mind. Toxic. Nice play. Does my Encore end? At this time, my Encore ends. So I am to go for the Skull. My opponent is playing very nicely. I do believe I do not outspeed it, though. So it'll be actually able to... Yes, he actually outspeeds me. So he'll be able to substitute up 4 days. 4 days. I'm interested to see what move he does go for, because Heatran really doesn't pack much for Suicune, unless he's got like a Hidden Power Grass, Hidden Power Lightning, or I don't remember if it gets Grass Knot. Again, I don't do Magma Storm. I'm trapped. So he is literally trying to knock me out here. And again, he outspeeds me, so my Scalds will never hit him. My Scalds will never hit him. Which is a really nice play on my opponent's part. Very nice play here. And he just has to let the Toxic kind of dwindle me down as he goes for substitutes. But that's alright. Again, the Suicune is going to go down. I hit Calm Mind! I made a huge error there. I misclicked so bad. I have to go to Luxodon. I misclicked so bad there. I was talking, thought I went for Scald, and obviously my good old thing moved over. I'm gonna go for Earthquake. It's the only thing I can do. I am defensive, or I'm not defensive, but I am Toxic now. I'm gonna get an Earthquake off here. And I'm gonna hope that he switches. but I'm going to go for a knockoff. He goes for the good old substitute. I do knock out that thing. I haven't got a lot of plays here. This substitute Heatran actually stalls me for days. I should have gone into Judy. But I'm going to go for an Earthquake. He can easily go for another substitute. I haven't got a choice. But I have to put the pressure on. And if I can get this thing low enough, I should still be able... I'm not out of the water here. Like I said, Tornadus can handle Toxicroak. Tornadus can technically handle the Ferrothorn, and Wobbuffet is toxic. So as long as I don't do certain things, I'm okay. I get an Earthquake off, and Loxodon's not going to go down. I'm going to get a chance to go for an Earthquake here. Goes for an Explosion and just knocks me out. Wow. That is a beautiful play. I'm actually going to go into... My best play is to go into Jolteon here. Because I can base myself on what he brings in and I can switch. With no ground type immunity to Jolteon, it does help me out. That was a fantastic play. The Heatran took out both of my huge walls. I couldn't do anything. I was unfortunately slower. They put in enough speedy EVs to outspeed my Donphan, and I just wasn't fast enough with the good old Suicune. So I can go for a Shadow Ball here. What am I? I am a Saltfest. I don't need Jolteon. So we're going to go for a Shadow Ball. Hopefully that it'll do some damage. Just some. If it knocks it out, that'll be peachy. Wobbuffet's a big threat because I can't switch. I can switch with a Volt Switch, yes. But that's it. But that is it. Another opportunity there would have been to use a substitute on Lopunny, but I didn't. And with this particular turn, everybody's probably saying, why didn't you just Volt Switch into Lopunny and then substitute? If he gets a Mirror Coat off on my on for Lopunny, it's going to do a lot of damage. And it's not worth taking that damage after a substitute. Where both of the opponents aren't going to be the best things to counter. He does get a special defense drop, does go for a Mirror Coat, and I am going to get knocked out. So I have to go into Judy here. This is a very close match. I'm going to Mega Evolve, and I'm going to go for a substitute. That is alright. Goes for a Destiny Bond. I am not knocking you out, my friend. I'm sorry. That is how it goes. I'm going to continue to click substitute and until that Destiny Bond is gone. This will not work. And hopefully the Wobbuffet will go down. Hopefully the Wobbuffet will go down. But like I said, my Tornadus has the ability to take out both of the other Mons. So the Destiny Bond will not work. And down goes Wobbuffet. I was not risking extra damage against Judy and losing my substitute. Goes for Narco Nut. I'm going to go for a... I have to go for Drain. I have no ability to set up here. I need the extra HP. Does a ton of damage, heals me up, but I will be taking Iron Barbs and the extra from that. I lose my good old substitute, but I will go for a Drain Punch. I will take damage, yes, but again, it'll only be a Toxicroak left, and I have Tornadus in the back with the Air Slash to clean up the knockout. This is a really close game, though. Really close game. The explosion did catch me off guard. Like I said, I think I've got this one in the bag. The Toxicroak will actually clean up the Toxic Spikes, so unfortunately that will not happen. If it's sashed, I'll take it away with the Spikes. We did not get the opportunity to clean our Spikes away with the Donphan, but I'm taking Iron Barbs and Rocky Helmet here Down goes the Ferrothorn. Thank you, Judy. And I have no reason to switch. I'm just going to simply go for another Drain Punch. And either I'm taking this thing out, or it's taking me out. It is super effective against me. But I don't think it can handle... Like I said, I'm crossing fingers here. I don't think it can handle Tornadus. But the question is, if it's Scarfed. Because I do naturally outspeed this thing. And it's already it loses a sash priority. It does get priority though. I do believe. He is pretty quick, Mon. Pretty quick. So, could be the last turn of the game, or it could be the end of another match for us. Goes for Endure. It's going to live on 1. Oh, it doesn't. Alright, so we got a little bit of HP there. I'm going to actually opt to go for the Power Up Punch. Go for the Power Up Punch. Potentially get a nice +1 here, because apparently I can't knock this thing out. Apparently this thing is bulky enough. It does resist me. I do believe poison resists fighting. I could be wrong. You guys know better than I do. Sometimes a Pokemon guy will fail. He is just enduring. I'm going to... Whoa, I got a crit. Beautiful. We are going to get a +1. Gets the Salac Berry. So it's speed boosted. It is speed boosted. And I have to go for a Drain Punch. Drain Punch will knock me out. Gives it a nice bit of HP. That was a nice play on my opponent's part. I do not take Spikes damage, and I just go for Air Slash. Thunder Punch, nice play, does not knock me out, but the Toxicroak goes down. That was a really close match. Good game to Zach and the Soo Houndooms. Put in actually a very fantastic match, and to be honest with you, if that Thunder Punch hit me any harder, I would have lost that game. I was not predicting the Elemental Punches on it. I should have, but Iago does take it out. We get this game, so we are back on the winning track. We have 2 more games left. Again, we've clutched our playoffs position, so I'm not too worried. We have 2 more people left. We have actually Tristan. Sleep Talk Ferrothorn. We have 2 matches left. Tristan, who's in our division, him and I are the current top 2 in our tier, so we'll be playing in playoffs regardless. And we play Lady Eon in the final match, which means the biggest game of the season is yet to come. So if you guys are hyped and ready for that, make sure to hit the like button because it is greatly appreciated. It lets me know that you guys continue to want the content, continues to let me know that I can continue to make the content. And that is all for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll check you guys out in the next video. But until then, time out.